Hey everybody, we're carrying on with this Not speedrun. I'm currently rated 1298, so we're just shy of 1300. You take on a new opponent. It's going a little bit slow because I'm uploading my other video. Okay, we've got the black pieces against somebody rated 1137. Okay. We've got normal king's pawn opening. Are we going to get an Italian? No, the three knights, okay. Now I have been playing the Winnower, and that I'm going to play it. This is not the strongest of the F5 Freddy Krueger lines. They can take, and here we can't push because the knight can capture there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my other knight. This pawn is defended by this knight. Okay, d3. d5 is playable. I can also develop my bishop and pin this knight. And that looks perfectly reasonable as well. Okay, so let's develop a piece. I mean, bishop c5 is also an idea here. Bishop c5 prevents this pawn from going forwards because we've got three attackers. Not that white really intends to play d4 straight away. Or d5 and then try and recapture the pawn. Let's play d5. Let's control the center with the pawns. Okay, now he could pin this knight, which is the defender of this pawn, but it's defended also by the queen. I also have bishop e7 in that instance, and then can castle, giving my knight good support from the rook and the bishop. You're right, Woody. You comfy there? Well, that is a peculiar move. Well, okay, so he wants to defend this pawn. I get it. Now bishop e7. Might prepare a discovery, but I can't move my knight out to there. I can't move it to here or here. So what do we do? What do we do? I think bishop e7 looks good. Bishop b4 is also interesting because that threatens this. So he's pretty much forced to block the pin, I think, with bishop d2 there. There, bishop d2. Takes, push. I don't know. Let's play a bit more quietly with bishop e7. Got ideas of castles now. My queen's a little bit jammed in right now, but we're going to take it calmly. This move comes. My queen still defends that. My knight still defends this. I have a better center right now. And this knight's a little bit offside, having moved from there to there. Notice that the knight really can't play any advancing move, he can only go backwards. And that just blunders the queen. "43 seconds and he blunders his queen. This knight's also now hanging. I don't see what he's got at all. Okay, bishop takes or knight takes. If knight takes, my bishop still has this diagonal, which is fine. Arguably the bishop has more scope there. The knight can... I'll take with the bishop. I'm still threatening the knight then. And he has to come back here. Can't get there because of the pawn, can't get there because of the bishop. So it's completely lost already. Okay. I can play out here and hit the bishop. He might trade off. Yeah, I'll do this. If he wants to lose his bishop, he's welcome. This pawn is still well defended. Okay, well, not much to say about that one. Okay, we're now 1303. Let's do another one. Okay, we're going to play e4. We've got a 1245 now. What are we going to do? We'll go with the Goering. I've been enjoying it. So this is the Scotch. Takes c3. Now we've got a few options. We can go full Danish style. We can go queen out to b3, or we can just recapture with a knight, which is the more solid move. I'm going to play the solid move. This is the Goering Gambit accepted. Okay, he attacks this pawn. It is defended once. I can bring out my bishop and pin the knight, which will probably prompt him to block the pin in that case. But then I can also put. In fact, I can push on now. Knight can't go here or here because my knight takes. I think that's correct. Knight can come here, or it can retire back to its starting position. I'm expecting it to come in here. At which point do I have this? Queen hits that knight. So in general, it's generally not a good idea to advance a knight in the face of an oncoming central pawn. But you've got to calculate it, as Naroditsky would say, concretely. It's a little bit Vienna Gambit style. Okay. But because my knight's here, as it would not be in the Vienna, the knight has this square. Okay, now he has two attackers on there. I can defend with my bishop. I mean, if I do something like, queen e2 also prevents knight takes, because I can just take. And if takes, he's down a piece. But it does block in my bishop here. So I'm thinking this looks all right. If I prompt the knight to take, takes, queen e2, pins the knight, but it can be defended with a couple of pawns. So let's go with this bishop move. It's a developing move. Queen e7 would add another attacker. I can meet that with the same idea. All right. Okay. If I take here, he's got knight takes, he's got queen takes. He's not going to take with the g pawn. So it's three attackers. That's free development if he brings his queen out. If he brings his queen out, I can attack on these. I mean, that's not a good one, but so if takes, I have queen here, bishop here, hitting the queen. The queen could come sideways with check. Pawn takes, though, really does open up his king a bit there. I tickle the knight, knight takes. I don't really see the benefit of that. What about pushing on? e6, if pawn takes... We trade queens, he can recapture with the knight. He's still going to be a pawn up. He's going to be two pawns up, actually. So what else do we have here? Queen there is an idea. There's potential for a queen check there, seeing as the f-pawn has moved. Takes and queen takes. That's what I'm expecting. Attack the queen here. Queen could go there with check, which I can block with my bishop and prepare to castle. Let's have a go. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay, so he's gone backwards with the knight. So now we are very much in gambit territory. I'm a bit surprised at this move. I've got 3 pieces developed, he's only got the 2, and it's white to move. So I'm thinking about maybe bishop c4, that prevents short castles, but it allows me to castle. I think that looks fine. Got very good control on this square. Knight can't move forwards. Okay, that's a pin, whatever. Got this with the threat of that forcing the king to move. I think just castling now looks good. He'll probably castle. I think he probably should. Okay. I think we just recapture now. No, he can't castle. He can't castle because of my bishop. Okay. So my pawn down. I've got isolated pawn here, but I'm castled and I've got 3 pieces out. So therefore, what we have to do is we have to put pressure on. Okay, rook e1 check looks very nice. He could block a couple of ways. Let's play that move. It can't be bad. So he can't capture my bishop because he's in check right now. What's it going to be, knight or bishop? Bishop, okay. So the bishop's pinned, it's just pinned itself. He's got queen and knight defending there, so taking there is not an option. I've got 2 attackers. This is now blocked off this diagonal so that black can castle if he wishes to. So my hunch is my bishop probably wants to come back to b3. Pushing this pawn is just not an option. Oh, hang on, hang the hell on. Hang on. That is check. Wins the piece. What can he do? He can block with a knight, in which case I just retreat my bishop. He can't block with a queen. So that was not well thought through at all. Come on. Right, you've got to get out of check. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legal moves, but queen blocks is just terrible. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Now I've got option. I could take this knight with check. I take this knight, queen takes. Then I get this with queen. Yeah, come on, it's got to be. Okay, I'm currently +5. I've won 2 pieces for the cost of a pawn. My rook is going to fall, but now after this, okay, so my bishop's hanging. Both of these though come with check. And instinct says queen takes has to be the better move. I also have the option of moving this bishop with tempo on the queen. So he can't go on any of these squares. I'm only a pawn up at this point in time. There's another check there potentially. My rook can come into the open file as well. Okay, now there's a free pawn. And that also comes with the threat bringing the bishop back with a horrendous check. Is that correct? Well, the bishop's currently hanging, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Here, he can't attack my queen with his rook. This pawn does hang, but I think he's just dead if he comes here. I still have potentially rook e1, and he resigns. Wow! Wow. Let's do one more quickie, but without rushing. 12:46 now. We are 13:10. We'll play Vienna now. Probably one knight will come out. Okay, we have the bishop out. Now this I don't really know very well. That's kind of tempting. Attacking this pawn. If I do that and the queen comes out to f6, do I attack the queen? I don't think so. I think it's bishop c4. We're kind of going for the copycat setup. So if he brings his knight out now, then I have this. Okay, he's brought that knight out. He's getting ready to castle. He attacks this, is defended. d3. One of these knight moves, but that kind of blocks in the queen. I'm inclined to bring my knight out, you know. It allows me to castle, and it's kind of forcing because of this. Okay. So now, I think castles is the natural move. It's almost got to be played. This doesn't work because knight just takes my knight. Okay, we're going to castle. Now trading a bishop and a knight for a rook and a pawn here is not great. Alright, is he wanting to strike at the centre? Is there a knight here? Or do I just kick his knight away? It also has the advantage of maybe removing options from the light square bishop when it wants to come out in the board. If he comes here, I can take twice. He's preventing my knight from coming in. Maybe that's the idea. So is it d3 now, or do we kick the knight? Knight just goes back. Let's play d3 then. There we go. And now I just think I get to open up the centre. And his king still isn't castled. Right, knight or bishop? Bishop's nice, but I don't have the open F file. Bishop there. Bishop takes also pins his pawn. Knight there makes the bishop a little bit worse though. Anyway, I'm going to take the bishop here. Again, I'm not worried about this. Takes. My knight can come in here as well, actually. With pressure on there, so maybe black should be castling as well now. And I'm actually a pawn up. My opponent really has just ceded quite a lot of control there. I have 3 pieces out, and again I'm castled. Black is not castled. He really probably should now, I think. Okay, he's brought his knight out. Huh. If I take, he gets an isolated pawn. But that's a very strong bishop. He's got good defense on this now. If I kick the knight back, it comes back to f6. It hits my bishop. My bishop might fall back. I'd kind of like to play this move, but I can't right now because he's got double eyes on it. I'm going to tickle the knight now. I think the knight's going to come back here. Probably drop my bishop back now because it'll be attacked twice. Knight comes here, by the way. I can actually bring out my bishop and pin it. Okay, I'm so tempted just to capture the knight. It does open up the g-file, because his rook might come here. Let's go there. He's defending that. I don't know, what happens? There. And then what happens next? Probably centralise my rook. I could also do that now. There's no threat against f2. Go on, let's do it. Let's open things up. Pawn takes. I'm thinking rook e1, maybe even queen e2, putting super pressure on this now because it is definitely weak. e1, I'm not worried about that coming in. I'm still a pawn up, but my immediate threat is this. So even if his knight comes in, I can even take with the rook with check. I can take with the knight with the threat of a discovered check, which is even nastier, and attacking that. So that is a serious threat. He can't even push it, because I can take with rook or knight or bishop. And although I'm only a pawn up at this point, look at the difference in these positions. Gosh. That is a fork on queen and bishop, both of which are undefended. So if I do this, I think the queen has to fall back here. Can't go there because knight takes, right? Here? Queen falls back. Or I just take the knight. If queen takes, I've got rook takes or knight takes. Knight takes. This just wins another pawn. And I've got the threat. Oh! Whoa! Okay, now this isn't playable, I don't think, because you've got queen here. Alright, now is it time to bring the knight in here? It's got to be, hasn't it? Attack both of these pieces. This is only two active pieces. I have the option of just eliminating one of them. Queen comes here. If I take, queen takes. I can still capture. Oh no! That's a fork on king and queen. Wins the game. Wins it. Wins it, skins it. Leaves it out to dry. And that, friends, hangs the bishop. Is this your idea? I can just take here with a rook with check. This is his plan, I think. I've also just got g3. Okay, I can take. Right, now he's threatening mate. Yes, he's threatening mate. But what if I do this? With check. Queen can't block. Bishop can't really block. I just take out the bishop. I like the fact that he's counter-attacking. This is cool, but you know, my knights, this knight in particular is lurking with intent. King can't go there, or there. I don't think there's any blocks. Okay, there he goes. Now I have this, right? There, and the king is forced there or there. And I'm still facing a checkmate threat. But I have queen f1, I have g3. Also, I have this move, knight h4. Attacks the queen and defends g2 at the same time. But my knight is undefended on that square. This is quite good though. King moves here. Then I just have to defend at my end, I think. Does this achieve anything? Do I just defend straight away? What about this move, though? This move could be also paired with g3. So let's throw that in. No, it's defended right now, and it's not really achieving much. I'm just prompting him to go to g7 and connecting his rooks. I think it's probably better for me right now that he doesn't connect his rooks. Queen f1 is interesting because it allows rook a to e1. I can't move my king because it's mate, right? I could move my king there, but ugh. So let's do this. I think we're safe. Safe is safe. Maybe here, maybe here. Triple up on there. The threat of knocking the rook in there. Rook takes, queen takes, king here. Queen back there. It's not good. He's fighting though. Good on him. He's fighting. And 1246 is, you know, you got to watch your back. You know, these guys find tactics. It's my opponent. Previous opponents were good sports. I'm currently up a piece and a pawn. Really want to activate my queen and this rook. Oops. Just dominate that open file. This move is still possible, but my knight's defending the rook right now. Currently it's defended by the queen. So I'm thinking maybe queen e2 come in. Even potentially getting my queen onto this diagonal. Okay, interesting. I can hit the queen up if I want. Queen might come here and attack the rook. And the knight. But they are both defended. Knight defends rook, queen defends that, so... Still thinking queen e2. Queen e2 and he centralises a rook. We can trade off a pair of rooks. Oh, no, he can't do that. Okay. I've just got two attackers. He loses a rook. So I'm now staking my claim onto the open e-file. Maybe a check with the knight as well, actually. There, where does the queen go? She could come there. No, she can't. Okay. Okay, do I do this? Try and trade the queens off. His queen can't come in beyond there. I think just rook e1. Yeah, rook e1. Got all three major pieces now on that open file. I'm up in material. My structure is far superior. Still thinking about this move, but it does hang my queen, so... See there, he takes my queen, I take his queen, he takes my knight, I take his bishop. You know, it forces a load of stuff off the board. So it's not actually too bad, that. He takes, I'm recapturing the queen. Can't see an issue. I still own this. He can't put either rook there, he just loses it outright. Now I feel like my knight needs to come into the game. This is also an idea though. Or even this one. I just think this. Serious threat. The king probably has to run away into the corner. I'm just looking at shapes now. Right, what do we do? Do we hit the queen? She can't go there, she can't stay there. Okay, she's got none of these options. She can't go there. So and she can't go here. So this, if she goes there, I think it's mate. So I think after this, she has to go here. My knight could swing round. Let's play it. I think she's got to go here. But then knight here also defends like queen f6 check, which forces the queens off. So I'm up a knight and a pawn, but more significantly, if black goes into an endgame with this pawn structure and a knight down, he's for it. Absolutely for it. There we go. This is what we expected. Now, I mean, the queen wasn't there, that's checkmate. So I could even like entice the queen away. But this move looks really cool. Another idea is just this, forking the queen and this pawn. Right now my knight is on prise, but it isn't actually because that's mate. So how do we apply extra pressure? That's not playable because queen takes and I don't have the mate. So, what do we do to finish? That hits the queen again. Let's see what he's going to do. And I have this move next, and that will force the queen to take. And the knight takes. The king can't move because my rook guards all that. We might find ourselves in an ending, but it's a winning ending. Is there anything with the knight going in there? If I was to put my queen... Oh, hello. Okay, I think now we just force the queens off. I can't move the knight because queen takes here. So yeah, it's forced the queens off the board. There's only one legal move he has to capture. There's nothing for it. He has to capture. I'll probably move my rook over. Having said that, I do have control over the open file. Okay, I'll defend that pawn. My knight controls this square, which is quite good. Yeah, well, he can't advance that pawn anymore. So I'm going to... Well, I mean, this allows the king to move, but does that matter? Or should we just win a rook? In fact, he can trade off rooks. That's what he should do. And now king f1. Just prevents the rook from coming in. Covering the infiltration squares. Pawns cover these as well. Rook covers. And now we just need to convert. Let's go here with a checkmate threat of our own. How do you prevent that? You have to drop your rook back. Oh no, you can't. King can't move into check. So I think that's just losing. This concreteness thing that Danya talks about, really, really important. So yeah, I just watched a video, old video, it's like 6 years ago. He's like a little kid. What was it? Something like, you know, mastering the opening or something like that. And he talks about the importance of not just playing by eye. Don't just play with your hand. You know, look at every position, even in, you know, the very first moves. So I think that worked well for us. I'm going to analyse this one because I think it was fun. Okay, here we are with the analysis. Place your bets. What are we going to get? I'm definitely in the 80s, I think, there. Could even be better. 90. One miss. Right, let's check it out. Book move. This is the Stanley variation. Book, good. Book, best, excellent. Inaccurate, best. Okay, slight edge to white. This isn't great. And that was my miss. Said I should have kicked the knight out with h3. We thought about it. We thought about it from 1.23 to 2.35. And I'm creating an escape square for my king, apparently, according to the machine. Okay, so that was my miss. I mean, that just gives away a pawn. Very clumsy. Now I play this. Excellent move. I'm +3 anyway. And that's an excellent move. It was just too tempting. Okay, saying do this one first, create the isolated pawn, and then take it out. Wow, and look at these pawns. Everything's isolated. Vile situation. Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, good old Vienna. Love it. So there you go. 3 little speedrun games, 3 quick wins. Raised our rating, now solidly in the 1300 territory. Join me next time. I'll see you soon.